Welcome into the Star in Frisco. We are back at the Globe Life Studios for another edition of Hit Sticks. He's Isaiah Stanback. He's Barry Church. I'm Kyle Youmans as we take an in-depth look at the Washington football team and the Dallas Cowboys. Seems like yesterday we were talking about the Washington football team, but oh, how things change. We're going to see how it's changed over the last couple weeks and how the Cowboys can get their 11th win of the season right here on Hit Sticks. Okay, here on this edition of Hit Sticks, we take a deeper look at the offensive line. In Week 15 against the New York Giants, they made a switch. Connor Williams starting at the left guard spot. And even without left tackle Tyron Smith, it really seemed like the Cowboys had some success on that offensive line. We're going to put Ty Nsekhe at the left tackle spot. Connor Williams will be at the left guard spot. Is this offensive line... Does it have the same confidence level, Isaiah, that it had earlier in the season when this offense was really firing on all cylinders?
That would be a resounding no. The answer is no to that. But last game did allow for us to start building some sense of confidence, getting back to the ground game. The guys were over 100 yards. Pollard and Zeke spread it out a little bit. We had both of those guys on the field somewhat healthy, I guess, BC.
I can say that.
Yeah, but then both of those guys had a little bit of burst in regards to what we've seen in the past. And I think that, we have to continue to initiate that running game so that it'll open up our big plays down the field.
Without a doubt. And I know what this defense is going to do. DCBC is going to attack that left side. I mean, you got Connor Williams in there. You got Ty Nsekhe in there. I see you brought an extra tight end and sprinkle in there to help things out. I see what you did there, but we're still attacking it. We're going to see if they have the strength to hold down that left side, that blind side. So let's see what these guys got.
Okay, all right. Let's see what you got here.
Oh,
let's go.
Oh,
and
okay,
that's why you put Mr. Plantar Fasciitis in the game. TP came out here and put the brakes on you boys and then went ahead and gassed. That is the burst that we've been missing. We saw a little bit of that burst last week. I know all of Cowboys Nation have been missing that, and it was great to see him out there healthy. Let's take a look at this right here. Boom, Nsekhe gets up to the second level, gets on his man, Sprinkle kicks his man out. Connor Williams is locked on. Seemingly everything looks good. But we had a little seepage.
Little blitz.
Ooh, little blitz came through there, okay? So what does TP do? TP says, let me go ahead and put these brakes on real quick. I'm going to put these brakes on and let my boy McEwen do what he does. Ooh, and then I'm going to put this gas on. Now he's going to hit the gas. Everybody's still on their blocks. Hit the hole. Bam, I'm pretty sure TP would have broke that thing all the way to the house in real life. But I'm going to let DCBC explain to you why he just got ran on.
Oh, man, I'm going to tell you right now, you guys did an amazing job of blocking it up. Just like you said, Nsekhe got to the second level. Out here, Sprinkle did a great job of kicking Payne on the outside, and I tried to bring my middle linebacker up there to just disrupt everything, and he did a good job of that. He got McEwen back in the backfield. He made Tony Pollard stop his feet, but we know TP. It's more like stop and go Pennzoil with this guy. He's out of the gate, breaks the hole. Great open field tackle by the safety, but it's a little bit too late. Tony Pollard already got 10 yards up the field.
So earlier in the episode, we saw how the Washington defense is going to try and combat that offensive line for the Cowboys, especially on the left side with Ty Nsekhe and Connor Williams. Now we're going to see how they challenge Dak Prescott. Really going back to the Broncos game in the middle of the season, the Cowboys have not had a rhythm offensively except for maybe against Atlanta. But a big reason for that, Barry, has been the look that defenses are throwing the Cowboys' way. I mean, that two-high safety shell has provided Dak a lot of problems.
Yeah, it's caused a lot of problems because in that two shell, what the defense is telling you is we don't respect your run game. We do not respect what you can put in each and every game as far as the run game is concerned. We believe that with our front six, the two linebackers and the 4 down linemen, that we can stop your run. And that way we can use our extra safeties over top to make sure this pass game doesn't get explosive. And that is definitely a problem for when you go back to pass the football, because if you have a lot of guys back deep like that, it makes that field seem extra muddy. It makes it seem like there's 15 players out there instead of 11. So that umbrella look is definitely a hard thing to pass on, but you got to develop that run game in order to bring one of those safeties down. But that's why this umbrella look has definitely caused Dak Prescott and this offensive passing attack some problems in these past couple weeks.
That's facts. As well as that, I mean, the two high safeties don't allow for you to really have your man-to-man matchup. So that's where we have an advantage in terms of our offensive personnel. Our guys can run routes, but when you're playing a two-high shell, they're sitting in zones. So now you have to start trying to find the small windows within those zones. And Dak is obviously having a little issue with that. But I have that resolution for him. I'm going to go condensed set right here, BC. Condensed set, which means I'm going to bring my guys inside the numbers, which is giving them a lot of room to get to the sideline, okay? Which also means that these guys guys have to squeeze their coverage now down to the inside the numbers as well.
Yes.
So I am creating a lot of issues in terms of them. I'm constricting their ability to just sit back and play coverage. They now have to move as we move. We're going to see if DCBC has his boys ready to roll.
Got something for you.
Okay. Let's go out the backfield. Out the backfield, and that is one of the issues. When you have time, all right, when you have time, it causes this too high shell some problems. So what I did here is I knew that these boys were in too high shell, so I went ahead and created some more problems with them on the left side. We have CD, we have Coop over here. I am going to send these boys deep, which means that the secondary has to carry. Okay, so as we go ahead and play this out right now, you're going to see these boys go ahead and go down the field. I went on a switch release. I am taking CeeDee Lamb up the sideline, as you guys can see, okay? He's going up the sideline, and then we have Gallup going right down the middle. What does that do to the defense? It makes them fall back. They have to respect the fact that we have two threats threatening that one safety on that side. We're attacking that half safety over there. So when those guys get dropped back, look at the middle of the field. Look at the middle of the field. I have Schultzenegger right there across the middle. I can easily dump it off to him, but I want it more. I want it more. And when you have two high safeties, you forget about the running backs out the backfield. As soon as that cornerback carries and follows CD up top, I'll go ahead and drop this thing off, dump it into a little bucket. Now I really have a screenplay right here. And as you guys see, all right, if I can reverse it right here, boom, all right. I have two blockers out here, and I have one of our most explosive runners with the ball in his hand. He's going to catch that thing. He's going to try to take it up the sideline. He didn't cut his toenail, so he stepped out of bounds right here. But you guys can see exactly right here the stress that I put on this cornerback, and I'm going to let DCBC go ahead and explain why this is such a problem for too high shell.
Yeah, the stress you put on right there is exactly what you said. It forces that cornerback to drop low, because in a zone like that, you always want to play high to low. And in this instance, he has somebody going deep, threatening the deep part of his zone, so he has to slough off. He has to play back deep, and that's what creates such distance between him and Tony Pollard right there. This is a great play call, because if you don't have the personnel, if you don't have that front four that can get after a quarterback while having a too high safety shell back there, the quarterback will have all day to pick your defense apart, and that's exactly what Dak Prescott did right here. Found the right guy. He was able to turn it up for a huge game.
Now we take a deeper dive into the Washington offense that, at least in the past, has been elevated by their passing game and some of their weapons on the outside. Curtis Samuel, Terry McLaurin, two of the more underrated receivers in the entire NFL, except Barry Church. Last time that the Cowboys faced Terry McLaurin, he had 3 targets and no receptions. Now we're going to put Trayvon Diggs back on McLaurin. Who do you want to take away? Is it him or is it Curtis Samuel?
To me, without a doubt, it's McLaurin. I think he can hurt you, whether it's a short pass and having yards after the catch, or whether it's in the deep part of the field and he's catching the bomb. So to me, I got to put my best defender, my lockdown corner, Mr. 10 interceptions. Got to put Diggs on a one-on-one over there. And I trust Diggs that he's able to shut out McLaurin, and he won't get any catches over there. So I'm going to leave him by himself. That's how much I trust him. I'm going to leave him by himself. Those 2 running backs in the backfield, I have no problem against those guys. I feel like our front 7 can handle those guys without a doubt. D-Law, Gregory, Parsons, it's too much for those guys to handle over there. So to me, the matchup has got to be Diggs versus McLaurin, and I think Diggs has the advantage.
Okay, I see you with the 10 interceptions over there.
It's the 10.
See, but OCIRS over here.
Okay,
OCIRS.
All
right,
okay.
it knows exactly what you're trying to do.
All right.
And I'm going to put my 3 most threatening guys to the right side. I got McLaurin over there. I got Curtis Samuel against J. Lou, okay? And I have McKissick right here on the right side as well. I don't think that our linebackers have been tested with their coverage skills out the backfield this year yet.
Okay.
And this team has the ability to put 2 guys out there. So I'm going to put some stress on your linebackers as well as try to create some mismatches outside. Looks like you're in a too high shell right here. Lets me know that you're scared to play man-to-man.
Ooh, can't believe everything you see.
All right, let's see what we got here. Okay. Oh! Scoop! Oh, shoot. More things change, more things stay the same. As you see right here, this is great, good, over the top, too high safety coverage. And when you have that, as we've seen as supposedly with Dak, it creates these guys, forces these quarterbacks to really hold the ball. And when these quarterbacks have to hold the ball, it gives the D-line and the second level guys time to hunt. Okay, when these guys are playing the shell defense and guys do not get open early, they don't get open that quickly. So as you guys see coverage here, I'm going to go ahead and take it all the way out to the right side. Okay, I'm trying to run this nice little route. And you threw me off with the safety coming down. You did a great job with that. But McLaurin, the safety came down. I'm going to run you back right here at the beginning. Boom, right off the snap. Comes in, gets a good jam at the line of scrimmage. He's staying with him. I am running literally at this point a man concept. Okay, I honestly have opportunity to run the route and win because the whole middle of the field is vacated. But again, you see that dude right there on the backside. He is coming to hunt. All right, he does not allow for him to come up. Boom, right in the back right there. So I'm going to show you, take it back one more time. So boom, coming off the ball. You see him doing a good job right here. He's dropping back. He's waiting on his guys to get open. All right, the tackle misses his block. And you got 9-4 hunting up right here.
Oh, fumble too.
Ooh, 4 guys having a party at the quarterback. It's a great play by those guys. They have to get the ball out their hands quickly, but we hope they don't so our guys can go hunting.
Yeah, and it all started with the secondary right there. We saw the one-on-one matchup that it came down to, Diggs versus McLaurin on the right side, and what Diggs was able to do he was able to get his hands on McLaurin, slow that route down, slow that timing, that chemistry between Taylor Heineke and McLaurin down enough, an extra tick, an extra second for Randy Gregory to go ahead and beat his guy, get back there and make a huge play. That is what this defense has been able to do. They've been able to play off each other's strengths and weaknesses. Rush and cover has worked together great. Another win for the good guys.
So despite allowing Saquon Barkley to just 50 yards in Week 15 against the New York Giants, there were a couple holes in the Cowboys' run defense. And Isaiah, I know you've been pretty on top of this throughout the week of preparation heading into Washington, but I ask you, what's the easiest way for this Cowboys offense to show some improvement heading into that matchup with the football team?
Our defensive front. In past weeks, there's been a couple of seams that teams are obviously seeing on film. The New York Giants came in thinking that they could run the ball against us, feeling pretty confident. Our defense did a great job of stopping Saquon, but they let Booker find some of those seams. So that's something that teams are going to continue to identify and try to exploit. And this team has a pretty doggone good tandem in the backfield with Gibson and McKissick, and you best believe that they're going to try to lean on those guys to create a disadvantage against this defense.
Yeah, without a doubt. And this Washington run game, it's very complex. You know, they use a lot of pulling guards, a lot of misdirection, so your keys have definitely got to be alive. You can't go out there and think you're going to stop this run game by yourself. You got to make sure you handle your responsibility out there. And this front seven, I think they have the capabilities of at least slowing down this run game. They're going to get Tristan Hill back. They're going to get Odigizua back, so that should help against the front. Hopefully they can slow down this rushing attack because we do not want this offense to be able to pick its poison against the defense.
With this two-headed monster, you got to figure out who in what direction I'm going.
I'm gonna stay in the back. You see, I'm gonna stay in the back.
Here we go. Wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. They try to get to the outside, but they just couldn't do it. And that's what you can expect to see with McKissick. Okay, I believe that they're going to try to come downhill with Gibson. And they're going to try to stretch things with McKissick. So right here, the reason why I came out in this split back look is because I have opportunity to go either direction. Okay, if I felt like I had an advantage on the right side, I'd have went that to the right. But there's 4 defensive guys over there. Just doing simple math, I got 3 blockers for 4 guys. Not good.
Not a good
so I'm going to take it to the other side, and that's why I came with McKissick coming to the left. I have a three offensive lineman for those 3 defensive guys, and then I have a lead back in Gibson as well. So boom, as we play this thing out, coming with the nice little sweep across, okay, trying to get to the outside. Gibson gets hung up. We don't hold our block with McLaurin. There should have been a cut right here. Should have been a cut. And you guys can see how dangerous that is, okay?
Scary.
As they stretch, they're trying to get our guys to flow over the top. They do that. Right here, I just didn't push the right button. Should have cut right upside the lane. Again, these guys have opportunity to do that against you. And again, if they're able to do that, this is going to open things up for their passing game as well.
You're right about that. And what I did not like about this situation, if you look at number 79, the left guard right there, he was able to get to the second level and pick off LVE right there, which created that huge lane that McKissick should have put a foot in the ground and went up there. So we do not want this offensive line to be able to get to the second level that quick, to be able to pick off our linebackers, because as you see right there, LVE is blocked. You got Curtis Samuel taking on Anthony Brown on the outside. That creates that huge lane for McKissick to put a foot in the ground and get going. And if you look over there, you see 69 and you see Brown on the outside getting ready to double team that safety. There's no way for us to stop this right now. We have got to make sure we don't let this offensive line get to the second level and pick off our linebackers. Let them scrape and make the play, because this could have been a dangerous one.
So as you can see, things are a little bit different between the Cowboys and the Washington football team from just 2 weeks apart. And it's pretty crazy how much it can shift over time. And the Cowboys, of course, a chance to lock up a playoff spot and the division this week by winning against Washington. Now, Barry, I ask you a question, actually giving away another copy of Madden NFL 22. Our guy Dom will be receiving a Madden copy, and he asked, does Trayvon Diggs over the last couple of weeks, has he really shown that his coverage skills have improved overall?
If you're asking DCBC, I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
I'm going to say his coverage skills have improved. He's been in the hip pocket a lot more of these wide receivers. Even if they do catch the ball, it's a contested catch. And you know those interception numbers, they continue to grow. So with me, I think he's become a lockdown specialist.
You talk about the 10 picks and maybe a little bit of skepticism. He did hold Terry McLaurin to 3 targets and no receptions.
0 receptions, big dog.
I do believe that he's playing good defense, but I think that his defensive line, as they continue to improve, they continue to create opportunities for him. So keep doing what you're doing, young fella. Take advantage of opportunities presented.
Complimentary football. It's been said all year long. I think we said that on Hit Sticks once or twice before.
I think so.
Kind of happens that way, right? But it's complimentary always on this show with Isaiah Stanback, Barry Church. I'm Kyle Youmans. We'll see you next week. Enjoy week 16, everybody.